Richard Benjamin Speck was born on December 6, 1941, in Kirkwood, Illinois, USA. He grew up in a troubled home, moving frequently and struggling in school. By his teenage years, he had begun drinking heavily and committing petty crimes. In the early 1960s, Speck's criminal record grew: burglary, forgery, and assault. He spent time in and out of jail, never holding a steady job for long. By 1966, he was living in Chicago, trying to start over after a failed marriage. But his violent tendencies were about to erupt in one of the most infamous crimes in American history. On the night of July 13, 1966, Speck broke into a townhouse used as a dormitory for student nurses. Inside were 8 young women, all training at a nearby hospital. Over the next several hours, he terrorized the women, binding them and leading them one by one to separate rooms. By morning, all 8 were dead, strangled or stabbed. The killings shocked the nation. It was one of the largest single mass murders of its kind at the time. Speck fled the scene and went into hiding. For days, police searched Chicago, releasing his description to the public. His capture came after an attempted suicide in a seedy hotel. A doctor at the hospital recognized him from a news report and called police. In court, Speck showed little emotion. A lone surviving witness, a 9th nurse who had hidden under a bed, identified him as the killer. In 1967, he was convicted of the murders and sentenced to death. Years later, his sentence was reduced to life in prison after a Supreme Court ruling on the death penalty. Speck spent the rest of his life behind bars. In 1991, he died of a heart attack at the age of 49. Decades later, his name remains synonymous with brutality, a man whose single night of violence changed American true crime history forever.